put down my razor for the top portion, and I'm gonna be really honest, it's partially because when we start elevating, it just gets a lot more challenging to control the razor properly when you're trying to maintain hair up here. There's ways that you can get around it, but I want to show you two different techniques anyway. So I'm going to start releasing these top sections. I'm actually going to use my dry cutting scissors because I want a really deep point cut, and these guys got a lot of loft on them. They've got a lot of scissor to get deeper into the hair. And that's one thing I also want you to understand, is our 7-inch dry cutting scissor is not only a dry cutting scissor. They work just as well on the wet hair. The real feature that makes it more of a dry cutting scissor is there's this stronger edge here to the blade. If you guys can I'll kind of bring them out here so you can see there's like that little crease on the edge of the blade. And what that does is it keeps the blade edge of a tighter edge. So as you're trying to move through large amounts of dry hair, that little strength right there keeps the blades together so you're not pushing the hair away. Because that's really what happens a lot of times when you're using a very small, light scissor on dry hair. Would you guys agree? You start trying to cut it, it just starts pushing out of the scissors. So it's got a lot more aggressive tension to the blades, but the blades are really built to handle it. What I want to create in these top layers is basically the exact same thing that I did here. I want to cut short to long. I want to create an inversion. Because I want my shortest point to be still sitting up here, and then I want these long points to actually drape over and create texture over top of my shorter points that I created in the haircut. So I'm going to bring these straight up to the ceiling, and just to keep it easy so you have a visual, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my fingers to a 45-degree angle from flat to the floor. You can adjust this angle however you want. You can make it more flat if you want the layers to shape to the head more. You can create even more elevation and cut even steeper of an angle if you want, if you really want a lot of shortness. It's completely and totally up to you. And I really think that that's one of the more fun things about this sectioning pattern, is you guys are probably already starting to formulate how you'll adapt it and do something different within the salon. Now the one thing I want you to take notice to is my wrist all tweaked in a weird position right now. No, it's nice and flat, right? How many of you guys have been doing hair for more than 5 years? Raise hands. Yeah, what's the first thing that's going to start falling apart on us? Our wrists, right? So everything about the scissor is created in a way to take that pressure off of your wrist, off of your palm, and make sure that you have longevity in your career. I use a traditional shaped scissor without this forward set thumb for 14 years. When I first switched to Sam's scissors, I'm not going to lie to you guys because you need to know this, it feels different. And it feels interesting. Have you used them? So you agree with me, right? And when you first start using them, it's going to feel like, oh, this is a little out of my comfort zone. I want to challenge you. You've got to stick in there for 2 or 3 weeks and really let your thumb readjust. A traditional scissor, your movement is really big, and you're really clamping your palm together in a traditional scissor. With ours, your movement's out here.